Welcome back, everyone. I got another newbie. I have with me Craig Stetson. He's the owner of Stetson Financial. Craig, welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, because you're a financial advisor in a sense, right? And so you have a relationship-based business. So I want people to hear a little bit about you and then what we're going to talk about today. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Carol. I'm so glad to be here. My name is Craig Stetson of Stetson Financial in Scottsdale, and I do insurance-based financial planning. So let me ask you a question, Carol. If I said there was a casino over here where you could play in the roulette table all night long and only win and never lose your money, how long would you like to stay there and play?
Probably a while.
Yeah, because your money is safe and it's not going to be lost in the market or at the roulette table. And that's what an annuity can do for you. You know, annuities have gotten a bad rap in the past because they are very limited. They would only pay 1 or 2 or 3% at most, and that's all the options that you had. But now there are new types of annuities that have been developed in the last 10 or 15 years. And these are really awesome. They're called fixed indexed annuities, where you can actually track some of the market indexes in the stock market without having to have your money actually exposed to the market. So you have a chance to make excellent returns, but you don't lose your money.
Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about you, okay? Because you work valley-wide, and you like to go to people's homes and talk to them.
I think that's a great place to do it because they have all the information that we need to examine an annuity contract or IRA or what have you, and they don't have to drive in this traffic and spend a lot of time looking for me. I'll find them and visit with them, get to know them, and find out what's right for them.
Now, you work with you do free consultations.
I do.
You have to do that.
Absolutely.
And it all starts with a conversation. I'm going to go off of this completely so that it helps you be a little bit less stressed, okay? So first of all, one of the things that I know is everybody has a different story. So,
that's right.
And there are different types of annuities, correct?
There certainly are.
So one, it's not just a cookie cutter, is it?
No, there are many types of annuities. In fact, there's something called an immediate annuity, which is where you put money into the annuity and all of a sudden you have guaranteed monthly income for life. And it has many options that you can choose from. That's an immediate annuity. The second type is called a deferred annuity. And in that one you put money in, say, maybe $10,000 or $100,000 or more, and you just sit back and wait for it to grow, and then later on you start taking money out as you need it.
So you have a conversation with them, you find out their story, what's good for them, you know, they're going to tell you where they're at, and so you're going to find out and talk to them about the different options that they have that would work for them. Is that correct?
That's right. You know, annuities have been around for a long time. In fact, they were first used in Roman times, and they continue to this day. And in fact, your Social Security check is a form of an annuity. So it's interesting to note that today's generation, the baby boomers, they're the first generation that have had to actually build and fund their own annuity. And so I like to find out, or their own retirement, I should say, and I like to find out what people's risk tolerance is, because everybody's different. Some want to be a little more aggressive, others more conservative. And so we find out about that, and then we'll design a plan that will work for them. So it's kind of scary to have to design your own retirement plan.
Especially on your own.
Exactly.
Or you can't, you know, can they, a lot of people go to Dr. Google, they call it Dr. Google, Financial Google.
Yeah.
Do they try and do that?
Oh, absolutely. They do it all the time.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, because you're going to get so confused, and you're not going to get the pertinent information that you need. I see this all the time with people looking for life insurance and annuities. And that's just, you really need a personal attention because everybody's different and you have a different problem.
How long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been licensed for 30 years here in Arizona, so I've been doing this a while.
For a long time.
Yes, that's exactly right.
So you really know it.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the problem. People have to fund their own retirement, and usually they do that through a 401k or an IRA. And these are the most misunderstood financial tools in America today. Because no matter where you put your money, most people do it through mutual funds. At work, they give you a selection of funds, or if you're self-employed, you go someplace and you pick 3 or 4 or 5 different mutual funds, and you think you're diversified. Well, actually, you're not, because all of those funds, no matter which ones they are, they have the chance to lose principal. So you're really working without a net. And that can be a little bit scary when you're in your older years in retirement. I mean, remember what happened in 2007? We used to brag to our friends and family about how well our mutual funds were doing, let alone the value of our homes. But then along came the financial crisis in October 2008, and our mutual funds got cut in half or more, and it's taken us 10 years to recover from that. My son-in-law, who was 30 at the time, he lost 40% of his retirement nest egg, and it's taken him 10 years to recover. But that's okay because he's young enough to do that. Imagine, Carol, what it's like.
But nobody wants to lose money.
Nobody wants to lose money, and especially if you're 60 or 65 years old. Mm-hmm. That's a dangerous time. So there's not only this market risk of being in the stock market investment type of vehicles, there's also timing risk. When you're later in life, this is a big deal. So I counsel people about, hey, let's take some of the money off the table. Let's put it in a place that's safe and that gives you a chance to grow it and hedge inflation. And that's what a fixed indexed annuity can do.
Now, your phone number to call, you do free consultations. It's 480-970-3430. And, he comes to you. He wants to talk to you. He goes valley-wide, and he'll come and just talk to you, find out what your story is and what might be right for you.
That's right. I'd love to come see you, and let's dig out that old annuity contract and find out exactly how that works. You might be surprised.
Do annuities have restrictions?
Well, yes, they do. These are long-term investments, and they come with the restrictions, for example, suitability. They're not suitable for everybody. And also there are surrender charges that can apply if you take your money out early.
How many people do that, though? Especially when they're older and they're, already they're 65.
Exactly.
They don't need their money as much anymore.
Right. Well, sometimes an emergency might come up, and if that's necessary, you can access your account typically 10% of the value every year, free of any surrender charges. So, for example, if you had $100,000, you could take out $10,000 that year and would have no penalty on your annuity. So that's one of the big
So there's always a way around it if you had to.
Absolutely. There certainly is. So.
And you tell them again a little bit about you. You say you've been doing this for 30 years.
Yes.
You're in Arizona?
In Arizona.
Wow.
I've been licensed for 30 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been here a long time. It's hard to believe.
Yeah.
But I help people with their finances and to understand how their money grows. I mean, the rule of 72, the magic of compound interest, these are all things that people should learn and be aware of. So I'm glad to sit down with them and discuss this. The next time I come on the show, I want to talk about how you can have tax-free earnings for life. That's an exciting subject.
I'll tell you something. It is, and what I really love is that you realize it as you were being on the radio here with me, that there is a way that you can talk to people and kind of educate them. Everybody has a different story. Everybody's got to listen and find out what's right. The only way you can find out is by having that conversation with you.
That's right. We have to educate ourselves. That's the most important thing we can do when it comes to money. And unfortunately, many of us are woefully lacking in that area. So I love to educate people. I've always been a teacher in that respect.
And I'll tell you something, that's what I love about this show. And I say it a lot every time I have my show. I almost say it every time. What I love about this show is that it's information for people, and people, you can choose what you want to do with it, But the information that I'm offering for everybody is your choice to check it out. We've got no more time, so I'm going to say your information, which is he does free consultations with everyone. He goes to you, and he's valley-wide. He's been doing this for 30 years. He's licensed here. And he doesn't just work with annuities, a lot of other things. And he's going to come back, and we're going to talk about some of the different things that you do. And the next one's going to be the Rule of 72, because I want to know what that is. Again, his number to call direct, it's 480-970-3430. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute.